Spaceport Tower, eastbound altitude indicates 6,600. Make your departure straight out to the south, runway 17 clear for takeoff.
Light crosswind.
Attention all aircraft, information uniform now. Current spaceport altimeter 3010.
3010. So, since we just changed, I'm gonna switch back to combat.
3010. Expect visual approach, runway 26 and 17 in use. Hazardous weather information for the western United States available on flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact, you have information uniform. Spaceport Tower, information uniform 1350, observation wind 310 at 9, or visibility 10, skies clear below 12,000, temperature 9 or dew point 5, altimeter 3010. Expect visual approach, runway 26 and 17 in use. Hazardous weather information for the western United States available on flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact, you have information uniform.
I repeated the ATIS 5 times to fully comprehend because the talk went extremely fast and I was just in slight denial of the new wind change.
My friend.
Skyhawk 3 Sierra Kilo, runway 26, cleared touch and go on departure, report midfield downwind, multiple departures prior to your next arrival.
So today was a bust. Unfortunately, I just got up to the run-up area. I was ready to take off, or I was ready to do my run-up and everything, and information changed, weather changed. So I am past and outside of my solo limits. Wind is coming from basically the north at 9 knots, giving me a crosswind component of 6 to 7 knots. My max crosswind component is 5. So unfortunately, it's a bust today, and it makes me so sad because I feel like I was just right there, but I'm outside my limits, so I'm not going to do it, and yeah, it's all about smart decision making. So it is what it is. I'm just going to request taxi back, and we're going to go do some studying. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the taxi back. Alright, so
3 Sierra Sierra, turn left Alpha 5, taxi to park via Alpha Romeo 1. Welcome to Watkins.
we're just going to do the run-up just for some practice, and then I'm going to request my taxi back.
Departure 3568 9er.
Turn my friend down here. Okay. Where are we? For takeoff. Alright, we want to make sure our parking brake is set and verified. In this plane, we do not have a parking brake that works, so we just use my feet brakes. Fuel selector valve is on. Trim, elevator, and rudder are set for takeoff. So I also check this with my flight controls. We're going to check my flight controls are free and correct. So we're going to go left aileron, back elevator, trim is set. I can see it. Forward, make sure we don't hit the coffee. And then my trim is set here. Primer is in and locked. Doors and windows closed and locked. Alright, run up 1800. Alrighty, lean for best power. So we're going to turn until we see a drop in the revs. We gotta get some practice out of this today, huh? Alright, slight drop, so we're going to return it back to the point where it did drop without choking it, and it's back at 1800. We're going to do 3 half turns to lean this for flight, even though we're not flying. 3? Alright, it is lean, mixture, best power, magnetas. We're going to check the difference. We're going to go to the right first. So we're going to do 2 clicks to the right. 1, 2. That was a 50 drop. Back to both. 1 on the drop, 25 drop within the differences. And Gauges, vacuum, oil temperature, pressure is up. We have positive suction, and then I mess with my flaps to make sure we have positive amps. Carb heat is on. So we're going to pull carb heat, and we're going to check that there's a rev drop, and there is, so we know carb heat is working. Throttle idle, we're going to smoothly walk out the throttle to make sure it runs when it's idle. That's perfect, so we're going to do carb heat off. We're going to go back to 1,000. Alright, circuit breakers all in and checked, flight instruments set, nav instruments as required. I was just going to do touch and goes today, so no nav needed. Transpondered, 1200 altitude, lights as needed. I have the beacon and taxi light, seatbelts and harnesses secure before takeoff briefing. My briefing recently has been looking like, in the event of an emergency, while we're on the roll, taking off, I'll take the nearest taxiway exit, reduce throttle to idle, and then open up the door, make sure it's locked open. Once we get the plane stopped, we're going to exit the plane, move away from the prop. I'm still working on this. And then if we have an emergency right as we take off, and we are not quite at altitude yet, we are going to probably land in front of us. I will assess the situation at that point. I'm going to have you open your doors, lock it open, and we're going to secure the plane. Once we land, we're going to open up the doors, move away from the prop. Again, if we are at an emergency, we're at patterned altitude or slightly above, I'm going to try to make my way back to the airport. If I can't, we'll do a soft field landing. And in that case, what we're going to do is I'm going to find the best place to land. We're going to go and secure the engine itself, make sure there are no fires. I'm going to have you open your doors, lock them open. Once we land, we're going to move away from the prop. So that is what it has been looking like for me. At this point, it is time to call ground and request a taxi back.
November 7 Sierra Papa Roger, base to follow that traffic and report a 5-mile final. Thanks for the help.
Spaceport ground, Cessna 461 at the Runup area, requesting taxi back to front range.
Right. Turn base.
There's a lot of traffic right now, so he's just focusing on all that.
November 5 Juliet Foxtrot traffic is heading to your right, entering 1 mile right base to runway
5 Juliet Foxtrot? I think that's the Diamond Star that I've flown.
And aircraft calling spaceport ground unanswered. Say again, you were stepped on.
Cessna 461 at Runup area, requesting taxi back to front range.
Cessna 461, taxi to park via Alpha 7. Do you require assistance?
No assistance required, just student solo. Winds are not within my requirements. Can you repeat taxi instructions?
Cessna 461, no worries. Taxi to park via Alpha 7.
Taxi to park via Alpha 7, 461. Alright, so I'm going to pull up my documents then. Via Alpha 7. So taxiway via Alpha 7. So this is going to be taxiway Alpha 7.
And unfortunately, the wind doesn't really want to play along today. It's pretty much a direct crosswind for all of our runways.
Spaceport ground, Cessna 461. I know it's unfortunate, the wind was doing great this morning.
Skyhawk 7 Sierra Papa, runway 26, cleared touch and go on departure. Make right traffic.
Air traffic control guys, like super nice, so I much appreciated. So since we do have a direct crosswind.
Yeah, I don't know why the wind always does that, but it always does that on my shift and like no one else's.
Next time I'll just ask if you're working. That's hilarious. So, okay, since we have a direct crosswind, I'm going to do just crosswind correction while I'm taxiing.
3 Sierra Kilo Roger, traffic to follow is 4 mile final.
Just to the wind. Right aileron. Yeah, it's a direct crosswind, so I am sad and I'm disappointed, but I feel really good about my decision making here, and like that's really most of the battle, just decision making as a pilot. So it is what it is. What I can do, go back and study and really kill some groundwork so I can do my cross country next week. Also kind of speaks that, like, if I were to have gone out this morning at 7 o'clock and I was ready, I think it would have been fine. But also in hindsight, if I had such a direct change and I was still up there flying, I'd probably, I'd be up there, I'd have to get down, so I'd probably be pretty nervous. So we're gonna keep going. This is Alpha 8.
So I just got back and parked it, and my plane is rocking, and my flight controls are just moving back and forth because I haven't put the control lock on yet. And so honestly, everything happens for a reason. I'm super grateful that it didn't work out, because that's let's actually check the winds right now. Oh yeah. We got basically a north crosswind at 10 knots. That's a 10 knot crosswind, and max demonstrated in the 152 is 10 to 12, and so that is way above and beyond my limits. Mine's like a 5 knot crosswind. So we did not fly in this wind, let me tell you, thank you Jesus. What you doing? I know what you're doing. Okay. Chalks. We have the keys. My priorities are straight. Let's go.